So good morning to all my classmates as well as Faisal. So today I'll be talking about cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrency, as we know, is actually a relatively new thing. It is, what you say, it's a new technology, but it's a currency. It's not what you say like a new bank or anything. It's a new currency. So next please. So it is a digital asset designed to work as a medium of exchange using cryptography to secure the transactions, to control the creation of additional units, and to verify the transfer asset. Classified as a subset of digital currencies and are also classified as a subset alternative currencies and virtual currencies. A digital representation of value that is neither issued by a central bank or a public authority nor necessarily attached to fiat money. Fiat money means duit kertas, just the money that we use. Next please. And part of my presentation today I'll be using references from Bitcoin because Bitcoin is so-called the pioneers of cryptocurrency. And Bitcoin is founded by Satoshi Nakamoto in 3rd January of 2009. It is the first decentralized digital currency, which means that it is not regulated under any government or any authority and its derivatives use decentralized control as opposed to centralized electronic money. And the number of bitcoins that can exist in the world is only 21 million, which means that you cannot have the number of units, there's only 21 million bitcoins. And the reason why is because it's to control the demand and supply of the bitcoin. And every 4 years, it will be the amount will be halved. So probably this year is 21 million. So the next 3 years, there's going to be half of 21 million. This is to circulate the amount and make sure that the demand and supply doesn't go, fluctuate rapidly. If I'm mistaken, that's how you say it. Next please. And this is how it works. Several currency exchanges exist where you can buy and sell bitcoins for dollars, euros, and more. So you can use, you can actually exchange if you have dollars, if you have euros, you have even Malaysian ringgit, you can change in the currency exchange, you can change it to bitcoins. And if you have bitcoins, you can even change it into your own currency. So they are kept in your digital wallet, like your laptop or your handphones in an app. And the Bitcoin network is secured by individuals called miners. Miners are rewarded newly generated bitcoins for verifying transactions. After transactions are verified, they are recorded in a transparent public ledger. This means that every transaction that you make using a Bitcoin, for example, you want to buy, by the way, you can buy anything with a Bitcoin, depending if the country allows it. Let's say you want to buy a car using Bitcoin. So the person A, if you want to buy from the company, which is, I call it person B, in order for it to be successful, during the process of the transaction, the miners are the one that will regulate the transaction. They are the ones that will see and whether that the money that is being transferred, the bitcoins that is being transferred, is verified or not. So next please. In order for you to actually transact, you need an address, Bitcoin address, and a private key. Bitcoin address is generated randomly and is simply a sequence of letters and numbers. Private key is also a sequence of letters and numbers. Miners verify transactions using an extremely complex algorithms. Yes, so during transaction, the miners, for them to actually verify your transactions, they have to solve algorithms. Algorithms are those numbers and letters all bundled up together. I'll have a picture, I'll show it to you later. And also mining computers are 250 times more powerful than world's top 500 supercomputers combined. This means that, let's say even you guys can become miners, and when you guys, let's say for example, successfully verify a transaction, you guys will be rewarded by a small amount of Bitcoin. And a small amount of Bitcoin is actually quite high in value in Malaysian ringgit. But you need 250 times more powerful than a supercomputer. So if you have a laptop, don't bother using it. Okay, so next. This is the transaction sample. Like for example, if you were to transact using Bitcoin, and this is the password, you can see the hash. This is the address, and then in is the amount of Bitcoins that you guys want to purchase. Out is the output, and the value is the total value of what is it that you want to purchase. So it's a bit, this is algorithm. Next. This is, well, it's not in coin form. Basically, it's digitalized. You can see the value, it can be 0.2, 0.01, or 3, and this is the password. Well, it doesn't look like that, but it's just a rough imagination. Next. This is the advantages. It is difficult to counterfeit, which means you can't fake Bitcoin. And transactions are continuously validated by the network. Audit trail of all transactions. Senders and recipients can stay anonymous, which is good because people won't know who. Probably if you want to keep your identity as a secret, it's okay. And limited supply, it's divisible. You can send 1 Bitcoin or 0.0001 Bitcoin. By the way, BTC is the symbol, and it's easy to store and it's easy to send. Next. This is the disadvantages of using, I would say, using cryptocurrency, because it's subject to maximum sending limits. You cannot send in a day. There's a amount that you have to send. You cannot exceed the limit, and requires multiple identifications or government approval, because some countries they strictly it is illegal to transact using Bitcoins, and it takes several days to complete. This is mainly because when you are a miner, you want to solve the algorithm. It could take a while for them to actually complete the transaction. It's because it's basically like solving maths, and then it costs much more than Bitcoin fees, and it is also unregulated transactions which could lead to harmful items or even selling in the black market. This problem is because when you, do business using Bitcoin, there's this website. It's called silkroad.com, and silkroad.com is a website that sells mainly a lot of illegal items, and they actually promote, like say, they even sell drugs, they even sell weapons, and they even sell things that are actually that are harmful. So you can say that sometimes Bitcoin is an opportunity for people to use, let's say, to finance terrorism at times. So that's one thing that needs to be regulated. Next, please. Yeah. So this is banning the cryptocurrency. The reason why I think that the government actually wants to ban the cryptocurrency is because it is different from traditional banking systems, and it works outside the government's regulation. So it's normal if the government doesn't have control or power in, let's say, an activity that utilizes money. Of course, they wouldn't like it. And so in July 2013, Thailand was the first country to completely ban the usage of cryptocurrency. China banned their banks for any transactions using cryptocurrency. And US Treasury has shut down companies that produces physical Bitcoin company. So next. Yeah, so this is the founder of Bitcoin and so-called pioneer of cryptocurrency. His name is Satoshi Nakamoto. He introduced it in the beginning of 2009, and later he passed majority control to this scientist named Gavin Anderson. And the big mystery about this guy, his name is probably a pseudonym. Pseudonym means that it's a fictional name. Like for example, J.K. Rowling writes, she wrote Harry Potter, if I'm saying it. So Harry Potter is a pseudonym name, it's not real. So that's what they say about this person. He is the Satoshi Nakamoto is a pseudonym name, and people don't really know what is his real identity is. Why people don't know, I don't know. Oh yeah, so I have a question, one question. Oh, by the way, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.